everyone, welcome to Selkares Wargaming for this new 2v2 commentated replay on one of the new maps added recently, crap, I already forgot the name of the map. Well, it doesn't matter. It's a 2v2 map. We've got two NATO players here with Wardance and Andy playing, well, starting at least on Foxtrot, and two LVA players playing Pact on Charlie, Delta, and DM. So, just to talk a bit about the decks quickly, apparently Andy has a multinational deck. We've got French transports here, German tanks, American helicopters, British commandos, so that's pretty much a full NATO deck. On the right side, Wardance is starting, well, I'm going to put play. Wardance is starting with an American deck. So yeah, I believe it's an American deck. Full American. On the Pact side, it's probably going to be two full Soviet decks. For now, they are playing Soviet decks. Yeah, we've got only Soviet units. So pretty much gonna assume it's a full NATO and American versus two Soviet decks on this 2v2 map. So quite an interesting map. We've got one big hill with a few mountains and cities, well, at least buildings in the center of the map. The high income sectors are on the left side, but we have no reinforcement areas over here. They are all on the starting locations or on the right side, on sectors on the right side, which is quite unusual, meaning that if you fight over here, you're gonna have to wait your reinforcements from Gulf or Delta or your starting sectors. So, speaking about starting, we've got on both sides players going on the right and on the left, of course, with a bit of a well, they have lost a bit of time with their commander here. The Pact players are already on Delta, while the NATO commander has just is just starting to leave the Foxtrot sector. So in terms of planes, we've got one MiG-23 ML coming in here with infrared missiles, and one Tomcat coming in. The Tomcat will probably take out the other plane. Yeah, one missile is gone, and the second one will probably follow. First missile hits the plane. No second missile, but the cannon here destroys the plane. But yeah, so that's the first kill. One plane, 65 points for the NATO players. Unfortunately, NATO, the Pact OSA are retaliating, and the Tomcat is directly killed by the Pact players. The OSA, which is a radar anti-air system, is quite good. It's, well, the range is fairly limited, but it's got a very good 15 rate rounds per minute in terms of rate of fire, which is really nice. So the first encounters are taking place on the left side. Here we've got Pact players with motostrelki in their transport. We've got recoilless rifle, UAZ, jeeps. We've got a rocket and a TGM helicopter just behind, and in front of them we've got a full NATO army. Here we've got Milan F2, which are the elite ground ATGMs. We've got Jagers here, but unfortunately the helicopter plus the motostrelki and the Smirch supporting all of that with its 16 HE power just slaughtered the entire support infantry here. All the ATGM infantry units are killed, allowing the motostrelki, the BTRs and the helicopters, and of course the 3 T-62 tanks, which are really cheap tanks, to defend against the NATO offensive. One M67A1 Zippo American tank is coming in and is burning every single Pact infantry unit. So for now, it's a big fight on the Bravo sector over here. Both teams are willing to capture this sector, which will allow them to have a 5-point advantage over the opposing team. In terms of income, it's 6 and 6, 12 plus 2, 14. Same on the other side. It's pretty much balanced. The Pact players have a little advantage in terms of map control. Wow, one cluster going in here, killing all the transports. I think they were BMP-1Ds. A lot of them are destroyed. Hopefully for the Pact players clusters, there's no damage whatsoever, no physical damage to the infantry units. So these guys are still alive and controlling the buildings over here. On the right side, a few US Marines and ATGM Dragon 2 are willing to attack, but they are pushed back by the motostrelki and the BMP-1Ds over here. But the big action is going in over here with the US Marines pushing in against the Razvedka. The US Marines only one man left. Quite good infantry squad at 20 points a squad, 255 rate per minute, rounds per minute, 9 accuracy, 1 HE. Unfortunately, the Razvedka is also really good. Well, less good. It's expensive because it's a recon, so it's not that good of an infantry squad, especially against the US Marines. One more smirch shot against the anti-air over here. Not a single HP has been lost, but all the units are panicked and stunned. That's really the way to use the smirch. I mean, it deals very little damage unless the rocket hits directly the infantry or the light vehicle, which rarely happens. And oh my god, Leopard 2A4 kill. Yeah, the smash-like units are more to stun units. So on this side of the map, the NATO players were pushing forward with their flamethrowers, their heavy tank, the Leopard 2A4. Unfortunately, that Leopard was taken out by the enemy ground attack planes. We've got the MiG-27K, and they just slaughtered the Leopard 2A4. And stopping the NATO's offensive right where it was here. The Leopard 2A4 was going to roll over any single packed unit. There were only two TC-62 units, a couple of Zalos over here, and then nothing left right to the Charlie sector. So losing the Leopard 2A4 is a big deal in this game. It's going to stop the NATO offensive right in their tracks right here, allowing the packed players to call in some reinforcements and counter-attack and try to recapture this sector. One more recon coming in over here. Tomcat circling over the NATO lines over here to cover a bit their units from air attacks. And on the right side, still no real action. I mean, some units are sent in, the packed players are pushing a bit forward, taking control of the forests, the hill and the cities, well, the buildings at least, but no real offensive over here. Well, you've got to take into consideration that Gulf is a reinforcement sector, and pushing on a reinforcement sector is quite costly, so it's quite logical that the action is taking place on the left side for this first game on this map. I already forgot the name. I know it's never mind. So NATO players try to push a bit forward, a bit further, but the packed reinforcements have arrived with this Me-4AV, really nice helicopter for its price. Nice rockets, nice missiles for 35 points. It's really an interesting choice. TC-62's B1s, of course, really good tanks coming in to support, and now the situation has totally changed. I mean, with the Leopard 2A4, the NATO players had the upper hand, nothing could stop it on the ground, and now it's the other way around. TC-62's B1 are coming in and nothing will be able to stop them right now. We've got no ATGMs, we've got no tanks, only a few anti-air, recon and infantry squads, which won't be able to do a thing against those tanks. So we'll see how this will go on. One commander sent on the left side, so at least the NATO players have been able to take advantage of their push and will be able to capture Bravo, giving them this 5-point advantage. It will be 14 points against 19 once Bravo is captured. So yeah, for now, on the right side, quite a bit of a status quo here. Infantry US Marines sent in to counter the VDV squad sent in by Delta here. Too bad these guys aren't recon infantry, but they still will be able to deal a bit of damage and create a bit of confusion on this right side of the map. But I mean, 30 US Marines against 10 VDV. The VDV are gonna get slaughtered without real doubt here. 2 of them are left, 1 of them, and they are dead, killing only 2 US Marines. And over here, more VDV moving forward, but the LAV 25 is just slaughtering them with its Bushmaster and its heavy machine gun M24, well, 240, sorry. Back on the left side, the Sultan has finally arrived, and Bravo is in the hands of the NATO players. Packed players starting to counter-attack a bit more. Motostrelki arriving on the right side here. Jaegers still controlling the city here. Some anti-air and more infantry have been sent in, but with no real tanks, they won't be able to stop the TC-62's B1. 2 Leopards 1A1 have been sent, but these are really light tanks on the NATO side, while the TC-62 B1s are medium, nearly heavy tanks with 15 armor on the fronts, 18 AP. It's gonna be really hard to stop them, especially with 4 light T-62 tanks coming in and 4 recoilless rifle UAZ jeeps coming in to support the offensive. The packed players in terms of units are taking the upper hand on this left side. We'll see if they'll be able to take advantage of that and retake Bravo, or at least contest the sector. In the middle of the map, we've got this nice positioning from the packed players taking advantage and taking control of the middle of the map. We've got infantry squads with the VDV here near the mountains, Motorcycle in the building, nice anti-air with the OSA AKM, radar anti-air, quite fast, 80 km per hour, exceptional optics. So that's something, I didn't speak about it, but it's been changed in a recent patch. This game is taking place after the last big balance patch, and the optics now on the anti-air units aren't the same as they were before. Before they were the same as all ground units, meaning optics to detect all the ground units. Now the optics on anti-air units, as you could see on the OSA over here, exceptional, is against airplanes. So exceptional optics for an anti-air like the OSA AKM means it can detect planes from very far away. So that's pretty nice. Packed players trying to counter-attack over here. The Jaegers for now are getting slaughtered from afar by the BTRs and the Motorcycle. Nothing they are gonna be able to do. They are just getting killed one by one. T-62s B1s coming in, shooting a bit of the Leopards 1A1, missing their hits but still panicking both tanks. Yeah, the Germans here are gonna have a rough time against those really heavy, really good Soviet tanks over here. Humvees coming in with anti-air squads in them, but unfortunately they are totally slaughtered by the BTR's machine guns. Second Humvee coming in and also killed. So that's a bit of a stupid loss over here. Maybe the NATO players was definitely not paying attention, sending in some anti-air, but they forgot it by the time they arrived, and losing them a bit stupidly to BTRs and Motorcycle over here. Jaguar GRA sending in. Unfortunately, this is a cluster plane, so as you can see, it's got no HE power, so deals no damage to infantry, only damage to vehicles. And in this situation, well, it just misses its shot and kills no single unit. And not sure. Don't know if it's killed. Don't think so. Apparently it managed to get out, so that's okay. One more shot with this match here, once again dealing no damage, even to a very light vehicle like this M727 Hawk. One more Jaguar coming in, this time killing 3 UAZ jeeps, so that's better. That's only 30 points, but it's still quite a nice shot. Killing annoying units on the packed side over here. The commander has been detected apparently by Delta here. Motorcycle squads are trying to defend against the US Marines, but one Corsair coming in with its napalm strike, killing all the trees. And maybe killing some Motorcycle. One of them is dead, and the other squad is apparently still intact and able to get out of the fire area. Over here, 2 Seahawks sent in. These guys, these helicopters are really impressive, and they have 4 of the best missiles in the game. 4 Hellfire, 14 accuracy, 26 AP, 2,800 meters of range, which is really good. Well played. These helicopters, just like the best helicopters, Apaches, Havocs, can wreak havoc. That's the case, yeah, and do a lot of damage. Yeah, more cluster here, but no real damage, nothing against the Motorcycle, and the plane goes out once again, hopefully. One plane coming in here against the Leopards 1A1, and 2 Leopards killed in one pass, but unfortunately the plane is killed right after that, so that's 50 points against like 65, not really sure. Not an extraordinary trade, but hey, things like that happen. So on the right side, still nothing really interesting going on. A bit of BMPTs coming in, trying to take out the Starship. At close distance, they may be able to do it. The LAV 25 getting slaughtered by the BMPT autocannon. So for now it's just a bit of skirmishes over here and there. No real big action. One Super Cobra going over the Motorcycle and Motorcycle killing one Super Cobra. That's 140 points for the packed players. Really big loss over here. One more Jaguar coming in. Jaguar, I don't really know how to pronounce that. Coming in and trying to take out the TC2s. They take quite a bit of damage, but not that much. They are able to get out of the firing zone just in time. A bit panicked, but that's pretty much it. One more Leopard 2A4 and 3 Leopard 1A1s have been brought by the NATO players, and they will probably be able to halt this offensive with such a big tanks here. TC2s are out of ammo. They have no shells left. They're gonna have to pull back. Zalo is no match for the Leopard 2. And one T-72 killed right there by the elite German tank. One Tomcat evacuating over here. One more Jaguar coming in. Zalo killed by the Leopard 2A4. Jaguar shooting at the Zalo, but which isn't there anymore. And the plane is killed. That's quite a bad... well, unlucky, and one more plane killed here. 2 planes coming, nothing killed apart maybe one Zalo over here, and 2 planes are down. That's really a bad trade. Unlucky for the NATO players, but often the NATO players feel they have the air advantage. They have really nice planes all over the board, but unfortunately the packed players have really good anti-air. The OSA over here are really good. OSA IK aim over here. They've even got the Bucks on the pack side. Not sure they have any in this game. Yeah, one coming in over here. And these anti-air squads are just absolute nightmares for the NATO air units. Zippo coming in, trying to burn everything to death. 2 TO-62s, 2 other flamethrower tanks, but these tanks have a main gun, added to their napalm gun, so they are able to take a bit of an engagement. Bit tired here. They are able to shoot a bit against enemy tanks, unlike the American Zippo here. But well, with one Leopard 2A4 there is nothing they can really do. Jaegers here just killed by the Smurge and the flames over here. A couple of Zalos coming in here. Oh, just a BTR. Yeah, that's just a BTR. So for now it's pretty much packed. NATO players still holding Bravo, but as you can see, one commander is coming in over here. Will be able to take or to contest this sector and render it neutral once more. In the middle of the map, it's still the packed players who are controlling the area, and one Tomcat is killed here. That's a big loss for a plane that was doing absolutely nothing. It was just circling around over the NATO lines to defend them against enemy air units, but they just got killed by the OSA IKM over here. Really bad move from the NATO players. Really, well, yeah, I can say it, it's a stupid loss. So the pack players still controlling the area over here, and in terms of points, they are nearly 1,000 points ahead of the enemy, of the NATO players. Of course, with Leopard 2A4 lost at the beginning of the game, more 2 F-14 Tomcats, more planes lost over there. It's quite a bit, well, it's expensive units plus expensive units, and you get this kind of yeah, get big losses, and in the end you start losing the game. 1,000 points behind the pike players. So back on Bravo, the enemy commander has taken position, so the pack commander, sorry, has taken position, so there is no income advantage for the NATO players. They are really in a bad position here. They once again have only one Leopard 2A4 to defend against the packed offensive. They've got one Leopard 1A1 here, but it's in a really bad position, and it's gonna get killed in, well, pretty soon, I believe. It's gonna, yeah, only 1 HP left. It's totally panicked, and Zalos and TC2s are shooting at it. And other than Leopard 2A4, we've got no defensive, a bit of Jaegers coming in here in foot, but I'm not sure where they are going. They're gonna get slaughtered by the enemy tanks in the open here. Luckily, the tanks are occupied shooting at the Leopard 1A1, but here we go. We've got one Mi-24V. Yeah, not the same one as before. And the Foots are getting slaughtered, the Jaggers are in the open, maybe we'll get killed by the C2s that will shoot at them. Nope, they are still shooting at the Humvees over there. So the NATO players here who had a nice one more plane going down, as you can see here. Hopefully they still manage to drop their load, but I mean, it's still one plane going down. The NATO players are just throwing planes after planes after planes, and they are slaughtered. And here we go, one commander killed by the Zalo. So the NATO players who had the economic advantage, even if they were losing in terms of points, they still had a chance with the economic advantage. But now the Pact players have counterattacked, have total control of Bravo, and the NATO players, as you can see here, are totally pulling back. Probably lose a few anti-air units in the process here, but hopefully one Leopard 2A4 is still protecting the retreat, and one Lynx AH7 TOW2 is coming in to support the retreat. And but as you can see, the NATO players are totally leaving Bravo, leaving only a few Lad Stingers behind. One Su-24 coming in, that's a seed plane. One Roland 2 lost, and the second one is lost. That's a huge pass from the Su-24. Unfortunately, it gets killed after that pass, but shooting 2 anti-airs with 2 missiles, it's pretty good. And well, there is nearly no anti-air left apart from a few Stingers, but Stingers with 1800 meters of range against airplanes can't do much. So it's gonna be pretty hard. Another Tomcat is available for the NATO team. One more missile going. Will it hit the plane? And that's a hit, and that's a kill. Really nice sniping by the Tomcats here. At least one of them did a nice job. If they don't lose it, it's gonna be pretty nice. He still got 3. Oh, one hit from the Buck over here. Will the plane evacuate? Doesn't. Yeah, it looks like it's evacuating. Hopefully. Yeah, I told you Bucks are really awesome. It's like, yeah, it's 9 HP, so in one hit you kill every single HP but one of a plane, so it's really impressive. 3,327 points to 2,275. It's more than 1,000 point advantage for the Pact players here, and the gap between the two teams is just increasing and increasing. NATO players are losing planes, they are losing ground on the left side, in the middle of the map. They still have control of their reinforcement area on the right side, but that's probably just because the Pact players haven't charged in right now. And that's basically a good idea. I believe it's always quite costly to charge a reinforcement area. Well, but on the other hand, there isn't much defenses here. I've got a few dragons here, but they aren't in the building, so they are easily detected. And one shot of one salvo of the Vasilek mortars. Awesome mortars, these guys. 11 rounds per minute. It's really impressive, but unfortunately it just missed the chaparrals and weren't able to deal any damage over here. Super Cobra and Kiowa warriors waiting over here for the right time to strike. Unfortunately, only 500 points separate the Pact team from the win over here. One more Jaguar coming in. Will it be killed? It misses its strike. The VDVs, the BTRs moved from the area, and the plane is killed. So that's one again a bad path for the NATO plane here. They have lost a shitload of planes, and one helicopter down here. Anti-air was killed in return, but that's still a heavy helicopter. 70-point helicopter killed by a 20-point anti-air. Not really a good trade-off, I might say. And only 300 points. Well, even less. 223 points left. Even less. It's going down and down and down. I mean, and one Super Cobra coming in. If that guy is killed, it's going to be pretty much GG. At this point, the NATO players need to kill 1,500 points without losing less than 80 points, more than 80 points, sorry. If not, they are totally screwed and will lose the game. The Super Cobra is under fire by the small Strizets. Hopefully these guys have a bad accuracy, and the Cobra is getting out of there without even losing an HP, without even losing a single point of morale. One Vizel is coming in a bit too further in the packed lines. The Buck is shooting and the Vizel is taking all the hits. Only 1 HP left. Will it survive? It's still turning around in this game. Really nice game, but the NATO players have done too much mistakes with their air units, and the plane is killed, giving the victory to the packed players. Once again, I believe just like the previous game of the 3v3 I commentated earlier in the week, it's well, the NATO players just lost so many planes to the packed anti-air. It's impressive. It's impressive. The packed players made a much better use of their planes. They sent 2 planes to take out the Leopard 24 at the beginning, another plane to take 2 anti-air units just after that. We didn't see much use of the planes for the packed players, but I think it's better planes with apart from a few of them which really don't cost that much. Planes have to be used really carefully. Other than that, you just lose them really easily and give a lot of points to the enemy army. So that's it, 4,000 points to 2,500. Really nice game from both teams, apart from a few mistakes here and there as usual. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys liked it, and see you next time.